Hi everybody, Aimee here at Equilibria. I'm super excited to bring you this week's installment of EQ and You. This is my first EQ and You, so I'm really excited and a little nervous. But just so everybody knows, this is our weekly series EQ and You. My name is Aimee and I'm a dosage specialist here with Equilibria. If we've spoken in the past, thank you. What fun. I love my phone calls. If we haven't spoken yet, make your phone call. It's really easy. It's really fun. And that's what our topic is going to be today. It's a really simple, easy, what to expect on your first dosage call. So just so everybody knows, I'm going to give it a minute, wait to see if we get more people who are joining us. I am not going to be answering questions because I'm going to be really focused on this, but I know my teammates will be jumping in to help out. So if you have questions or comments, feel free to jump in and put them in the comment section. Okay, so once more with feeling. We're here today with our EQ and You series. My name is Aimee and I'm a dosage specialist here with Equilibria, and I'm going to talk you through what to expect on your dosage call. So we'll jump right in and get started. First things first, I want to let everybody know, don't be worried about your call. Don't be nervous about it. It's really easy. It's actually kind of fun and social. And just so you know, we look forward to it in dosage, hopefully as much or more than you do. So when we get into the dosage call, a lot of it's not going to be very mysterious, okay? It's going to be pretty easy. You kind of already know what's going on because you've done the intake form. So we've asked you some really basic questions, right? What's your age? What's your height, your weight? The big questions are really going to be surrounding your health goals. We'll ask you some other questions that you've already answered. Maybe you're taking some other medications. Maybe you have some lifestyle considerations. Are you vegan? Do you practice intermittent fasting? So any of the information that you've provided us on that intake form, it's just so we can have a clearer picture of what your life is like, what your lifestyle is like, and so we can better educate you on the products that might work for you, at what times, and in what doses. So that's the next thing we'll jump into. I'm going to get on the phone with you. I'm going to have some nice light chit chat with you. I really enjoy that part. And then I'm going to talk to you about, I'm not a doctor and I'm not a salesperson, but what I am is an educator. So I'm somebody who can talk to you about how these products work in your body. And that's one of the things that I always want to let people know why I love Equilibria. One of the things that drew me to EQ was the fact that they weren't just about selling me some CBD. They actually wanted to hold my hand through the process and they wanted me to succeed. And these dosage calls were evidence of that. So we're going to get on the phone. I'm going to tell you I'm not a doctor. I'm not a salesperson, but I'm here as your friend who just sort of knows a little more about CBD than the average bear. We'll go through some of that pertinent information, talk a little bit about what are your health goals. Those are the big ones. That's why we're on the phone, right? Why are you using Equilibria? What do you want to see out of your CBD routine? So let's just for a second take, for instance, stress, because let's be honest, I get a lot of people who want to decrease their stress. And after the last 2 years, I can't blame any of us. So when we talk about stress though, that's an important thing. What is stressful to you could be super different from what is stressful to me. So I'll want to know about, how does that feel for you? Is it something where when you first wake up in the morning, you feel like, oh my gosh, here we go, this day is going to be a doozy? Or is it something that builds slowly throughout the day? Do you know if you have triggers? Are there ebbs and flows throughout your day? Is it unexpected? I don't know, it just comes out of nowhere. The reason that I ask you these questions, or the reasons we talk through what your day looks like, is so I can better inform you on what product, at what time, in what form factor might be best for your type of stress. For instance, if you tell me that you wake up first thing in the morning and you think, oh, here we go, I'm probably going to tell you daily drops might be a better place for you to start than the soft gel. Just because the drops are a fast-acting product, you can titrate to see, does half a dropper do it for me? 20 to 30 minutes later, if that half dropper didn't give me the lowering of the shoulders, do I take another half dropper and see if that does the trick? So these are ways that we can kind of talk through, what does your day look like? When does your stress present? Can we get ahead of it like they tell you with pain? If you know that the dinner rush is going to be crazy, let's put something in there that maybe you didn't even think about in the past. So we'll talk about those health goals, times of day, etc. And then I'll talk to you about the products that you've been using from Equilibria. Now, I understand that sometimes I get on the phone with people and they say to me, I haven't even started taking my products. And I say, that's fine, totally fine, I get it. People all the time will get on the phone with me and say, I want to do this right, which is great because we know you're super invested in it, and so are we. So it's fine. If you haven't tried your products, we get it. The reason we want you to try your products before you hop on the phone with us is just so we have a clearer picture of what your experience has been. You know, if you've tried the drops and you haven't really seen the effect, we can speak to you about, let's try dividing that dropper. Let's see what happens if we drop in an extra dose in the afternoon or an extra dose at the dinner hour, or maybe it's just before the big presentation. So again, we'll talk to you about the form factors, the slow release of the soft gel, ways to increase bioavailability, the amount your body's going to hold on to from that capsule once it's in your body. Little tips and tricks on how to use your drops for microdosing, how to use an episodic dropper. These are all things that we can kind of talk to you about, because the reason we want to have this call is so that you can get the fastest and best result out of your EQ. Honestly, I mean, aside from the fact that it's super fun and social to talk with everyone in the EQ community. And that's the other part of the call too, is through those conversations, we are hopefully educating you, but you are just as much educating us. We learn so much from the members in this community. They give us tips and tricks, different ways that they found relief with their products. So just know that what you're bringing to the table is just as valuable to me. Okay, so we're going to go through, like I said, all of the different products that you're using. I know that oftentimes I'll get people on the phone and they might have a question about something that they saw on the website. What about this? We just launched gummies yesterday. I know that a lot of my really close and tight EQ friends, people that I talk with, members with some regularity, have had a lot of interest. So there might be questions surrounding, how does that form factor work? Where do I place it in my routine? Your dosage specialist is somebody who can answer those questions for you. So we've gone through your health. What's going on? What do we want to look for with your CBD routine? We've talked about the products and how do they work in your body. And then I'm going to get into, okay, here's the routine that I sort of want you to try out. Let's do this. Let's try your soft gel in the morning and half a dropper before dinner, and then maybe a half to full at bedtime, let's say. And then I'll say to you, we're going to 5 to 7 days, give that a go, see how it is. In the meantime, I'm going to be here. So if you have questions, if you have feedback, if you try something for 2 days and you go, you know what, I don't like this, or hey, this is great, could I try doing it a different way? I'm your person you can reach out to. I'm the person who can answer that question. And the nice thing is too, we have such a great team that if I was your gal and I was out, my team is so fabulous, they'll jump right in and pick up where I've left off. So we talk about your health goals. We talk about the product. We also then, if you want to, might talk about your endocannabinoid system. Some people want to deep dive on the science as to how is this working in my body. They have the skeptical uncle who wants to know at Thanksgiving what's going on. Other people aren't that interested. They just want me to tell them how should I be doing this to see what I want to see as fast as I can. So if you want to go a deep dive on your endocannabinoid system, I love to get in there and talk about that little air traffic controller in our bodies that helps maintain the balance across our mood and our sleep and our hormones, inflammatory response, pain reception, digestion, fight or flight, the thing that's been crazy for all of us. We can talk in depth, we can do a light touch. You're kind of driving the boat and I just want to be there to support you. And that should kind of be the overwhelming theme when you talk with your dosage specialist. That's what we're here for. We're just here to be a little extra support and a little extra education. Lastly, I'll sort of talk to you if you want to know more about our farm partner. A lot of people are very interested. They want to know more about why is it important to have an organic, single source, hand harvested flower. What are the practices involved in our farming? Maybe you have questions about the difference between broad spectrum, full spectrum, isolate. What do these terms mean and why should I be paying attention? This is just like your little resource that you have through Equilibria to provide you with that education. It's sort of like when you have the friend who knows this is the good wine to buy, or here's where to get that deal on such and such, or this vacation spot at this time is a really great place to go. We just have a little more insider information and we have the education to back it up in addition to knowing this product line very, very intimately. So it's a super easy phone call. When we're all done with it, I'm going to send you a follow-up email. And it's going to be, again, nothing too crazy. I'm not going to get too wordy like I am right now. But it'll be just, here's what we talked about. Here's this routine. Give it a try for the next 5 to 7 days. Additionally, in that email, there's going to be tips and tricks. Have you ever tried this with your relief balm? Did you know that if you use your mindful mineral soap, this could be your outcome? Then there'll also be a little, if you have pharmacy questions, if you would like to know a little bit more, we have an excellent pharmacy team. I can always include that in our email as well. And then the final piece of that pie is you now have my contact information. You have your dosage specialist contact information. So if you do have a question in 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years, you know that you have somebody that you can go back to who will answer those questions, who you can bounce ideas off of. So it's just a really nice resource to have in your back pocket. The last thing that's going to happen with all of that is, well, not the last, but I'll also send you a follow-up email about a week later. And again, it's not to bug you. It's not to, do anything more than to say, hey, it's been 5 to 7 days. How's that routine going? Have you noticed any changes? Did you try dividing your dropper? And it'll just be an opportunity to remind you, it's been a little while. How is that working? Are you seeing results? Do you need further conversation? And when we talk about that further conversation, just so you know, I am not going to be the cable guy. I'm not your, stalker. But what I am is somebody who's here when you need me. So we can be in communication as often or as little as you want. We can do it via email. We can do it on the phone. We just know that CBD is not static. Your life is not static. Anybody who's had a phone call with me, I often make the joke that in February, when I was sitting on the beach, I was taking much less CBD than I was in April when I was locked inside with my family. So ebbs and flows of life, ebbs and flows within our body. Your CBD routine is no different. And so we want to be able to be there to support you when you do want to make changes or have questions. It's a super easy phone call. It's so simple. It's actually pretty enjoyable. And I would say that almost everyone that I end up talking to is like my best friend. So I hope this has been really informative for everyone today. I've super enjoyed talking to everyone. This is a great community. Just know that your dosage specialist wants to talk to you, and we really just kind of want to help you and guide you and be that friend who can tell you where to get the hot reservation on a Friday night. So thanks to all of the EQ community, all of our members. You're great. We learned so much from you. We love talking with you. Everybody stay well and stay healthy, and we'll be here for you. Thanks.